everyone, and welcome to episode number 63 of the NordCast and episode number 11 of the Nord and Block Pod. Yes, that is right. We are doing a crossover episode between the Nordic Network podcast. Yes, I'm calling it the Nordic Network podcast because I'm on two goddamn podcasts, so it's my network, all right? So it's basically just the crew from the Nord and Block Pod and the NordCast, which is just LeBlock added in. I'm your host, Nordic, joined with Carter. How we doing, Carter?
Very tired. That's all I have to say.
I figured we might not hear a lot from Carter tonight. With Jack, a certified hooper who only stays in one spot on the court. How we doing, Jack?
That's right. Doing good.
Jack's office. And then we're also joined here with the Nord Block guest in LeBlock. Yakimchuk. How we doing?
We doing good. I love me some Yakimchuk.
That's great. All right, so we brought the four gangs here, or the four people, and the two podcasts. I'm doing this horribly. We brought the two podcasts here today to reveal our top 10 players from each position. So this should be a very interesting list. All four of us have our different lists here. I have been looking forward to this for a while. This is our first instance of doing something like this. So without further ado, we're going to get straight into it. So we got goalies, defensemen, wingers, just combined, not left or right, centers, and mascots at the end. So it should be a very fun episode here for you guys. So we're going to start off with goalies, the goaltending list. We're going to go, basically how we're going to do this is I'm going to say my number 10, Carter's going to say his number 10, Jack's going to say his number 10, LeBlanc's going to say his number 10, and then we'll kind of discuss in between on if we think guys are too high or too low or whatever. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get straight into it. So at number 10, for my list, and it's really difficult for me to rank, by the way. I'm going to say this as a disclaimer. I probably know that I'm forgetting someone on one of my lists.
Yeah,
and
same.
I'm going to realize it halfway through my list when you guys say them. But at number 10, he has dropped off a lot recently. I have Andre Vasilevsky. Now, again, the criteria for this, I should have said this at first, is 60% this season and then 40% the last two seasons. So I guess it's mainly based off of this past year, but there is some factors into previous years as well. But Vazzy had an injured year this past season, kind of looked like a down season from him. Obviously lost in the first round this past year. He looked good, but still not like one of the best goalies in recent years. If you include the last couple of years, he does have that final thrown in there. But regardless, I have Vazzy at 10. So, Carter, who is your number 10 goalie?
So my number 10 goalie is a guy who got kind of taken out of the starter role this year, after being not probably, the best goalie the year before. And I got Linus Ullmark as my number 10.
Wow. Jack, who do you have at number 10?
Number 10, I have Alexander Georgiev.
LeBlanc, who is your number 10?
Number 10, I got Anthony Stolarz. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God. Wow.
I got
Oh my God.
No fucking way!
Oh my goodness. So LeBlanc just glitched out midway through. We'll be right back.
That's what.
So LeBlanc glitched out. LeBlanc is back. LeBlanc, who is your number 10?
my number 10 is Linus Ullmark.
I guess he learned to not mess with Anthony Stolar's lore. But so Carter and LeBlanc both have Ullmark at 10. Why is that, guys? I'll let the Sens fan go because he's on his team.
He knows.
I still feel like Linus Ullmark is a top 10 like caliber goalie, but I do think he did lose a step this year, losing his job to Jeremy Swayman. But he's still like he just won the Vezina last season, so you said it's based off of last season's and this season. So based off of the Vezina winning season, I'd say he's still top 10.
Okay, Jack, why is Georgiev in your top 10?
Georgiev just, I don't know. The thing is, I pulled this like from a lot of lists and stuff, and he was a pretty common number 10, honestly. So, the Avalanche have a good decor, and I feel like he still like does a lot of work, but I feel like, he's got a good team around him, solid goalie still, but just better options.
Yeah. All right, moving into number 9. I actually have Linus Olmark at my number 9. Carter, who's your number 9?
My number 9. That's a great question. I got the guy who replaced Linus Olmark, Jeremy Swayman.
Ooh. Jack, who's your number 9?
I have Swayman number 9.
And LeBlanc?
I have Andre Vasilevsky at number 9.
Okay. My main question here is for Carter and Jack. I'll let Carter answer this first. Carter, why do you guys have Swayman so low on your list? Because I have Swayman way higher.
Well, I know. I 100% see that, but I know we're taking 60% this year. Don't get me wrong, he was amazing. Last year he did split time. The year before he didn't start.
It's true.
Yeah, I
You
think that's
got because
Yeah.
if we were taking this year into account, no doubt he's way higher on my list.
That's true.
But we got to take the previous 2 years into account. He's a starter last year. We're not having this conversation. He's up higher. This is done. But we got to take the last 2 years into account before this season. So that's why he's going to be a little lower on mine.
Yeah, you have a good point, actually. I agree with that. Number 8, I have Ilya Sorokin. Carter, who's your number 8?
I keep turning off my phone. God damn. I got Jake Ottinger.
Okay. Jack, who's your number 8?
I got Vasilevsky.
Ooh, and LeBlanc?
Sergei Bobrovsky.
Wow. Okay, so LeBlanc, you are the outlier here. Well, there's a few outliers, but LeBlanc, why is Bob at number 8 on your list after winning a
No,
Stanley Cup?
I get he just won the Stanley Cup, and I don't want to take that away from him. But you look at the past, like I said, the past 2 years, like he's been elite. He's elite this year, elite last year's playoffs, but the past 2 seasons he's been okay. Like he hasn't been amazing, but he hasn't been like bad. He's been above average. So I say he's an above average goaltender. So he's going to go at number 8 on my list.
That's fair. Carter, I'm blanking. Carter, who'd you have?
Otter.
What do you have Otter at 8, right? 8?
Yeah. He's a top goalie, but I don't know. I don't think I'd like youth wise, like of course I'd take him over some of the goalies I have on this list. But as far as for what he's kind of put up lately, he's kind of for what we expect out of him to what he's kind of shown, it's been a little underwhelming. Like when I hear Jake Onger, he's a top 5 goalie, he's a top 3 goalie in the league. Like, don't get me wrong, when he's on, but there's times where he's not on, and you can kind of clearly see that. I think we saw that in the playoffs this year, where he was expected to steal the show at Edmonton, and he didn't. So there's times where he can steal the show, there's times where he can't.
I do agree with that. I feel like there were times in these playoffs and even during the regular season where he did look very on and off at points. So I can get behind that. Number 7 is actually, ironically for me, Jake Ottinger. Carter, who's your 7?
My 7 is Sergey or Andre Vasilevsky. Sorry.
And Jack, who's your 7?
I got Sorokin.
Okay, and LeBlanc?
UC Saros.
Wow, Saros at 7. Why is that?
I just think everyone above him is better. That's
Oh, okay,
That's-
all right.
yeah,
I mean, I'm not.
I don't have an in-depth analysis on this one. I'm not gonna lie. It's very close between my 5, 6, and 7. They just fell the way they are. My top 4 is like clear tier above my 6, 7, and 5.
Yeah, I would say like my 5, 6, 7 is pretty interchangeable as well. Number 6, I got Thatcher Demko. Carter?
Yeah, number 6, I also have Thatcher.
Jack?
6, I got Saros.
Ooh, and LeBlanc?
6, I have Jake Ottinger.
Okay. All right. So I have Demko. I'll take the lead here with Demko for Carter. So Demko, I feel like there are going to be people who watch this and kind of complain a little bit because Demko's a little too low, people would say. How I'm going to argue that is because Demko did have a really good year this year. I'm not going to deny that whatsoever. Last year was a really rough year, though. Last year was a really bad year for him. I do also think that the team in front of Demko did play pretty good too. That definitely plays a factor in it as well. But I would say that because of the really bad year before, it does kind of make me a little bit hesitant to put Demko into the top 5. So that's kind of my reasoning. Number 5, I have Jeremy Swayman. Carter?
Number 5, I got Ilya Sorokin.
Okay. Jack?
I got Bobrovsky.
And LeBlanc?
I also have Jeremy Swayman.
Ooh. All right. So Carter, I'll go to you. Why do you have Sorokin at 5? We've been kind of lower on Sorokin. I think you're the highest one on him.
Fine. This year he kind of really carried the Islanders, in my opinion. I think he was their best. He was their best player, and he was the goaltender. Like I think you take Ilya Sorokin out of that team, and I don't, I don't think we're looking at a playoff team because they made playoffs this year, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I felt like though, I felt like he got the job stolen from him at the end of the season and in the playoffs.
Was it?
But I guess if you're factoring in the other seasons, I guess it does make
I am
sense.
factoring in the other seasons where he still carried them. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
The
That's fair.
Islanders have been a mediocre team, and he's kind of propelled them into that consistent, almost playoff spot. Um, yeah.
That's fair. LeBlanc, why are we higher on Swayman than the other people? I'll let you answer this.
He's my Alaskan beauty. I don't know what else to say. I think Swayman had an outstanding year, and he had an outstanding playoffs that I think we all looked out and said, "Wow, this is the reason why Linus Allmark is now an Ottawa Senator."
It's very true.
He
I think if it
stole
weren't for
he stole the job from the reigning Vezina Trophy winner. I'm gonna give props to that all day long.
yeah, I'm with you there. Number 4, I have Sergei Bobrovsky, Carter,
Number 4, I also have Sergei Bobrovsky.
and Jack,
Or I got Shesterkin.
and LeBlanc.
4, I have Ilya Sorokin.
Ooh. Okay, all right. So I was wrong. LeBlanc's higher on Sorokin than all of us. I get just with 4 people, I can't keep track. Carter, I believe we both have the same person. Why are we so high on Bob? Is it because of the cup and the carrying in the last 2 seasons in the playoffs? Is that why?
Yeah, like I get it. His first, like, if because we're factoring in the last 3, the first of that 3 was not very good. The second of that last 3 also wasn't very good, but then he switched it on in playoffs and he carried them to a cup final. He did the same thing this year. He picked up exactly where he left off, regular season and cup final as well, and cup run. So
Kind of forget that he did like absolutely spectacular. Jack, you have Shesterkin at 4. You're the first to mention Shesterkin so far on this list. Why is Shesterkin lower than probably the rest of us here?
I think there's 3 better goalies than him, and obviously we'll get there. But yeah, obviously 4 is still a very good position. Shesterkin's a great goalie. Yeah, I mean, I think he will be number 1 on this list eventually. However, so
That's fair. So moving into the top 3, number 3, I have Husey Saros. Carter, who's your 3? Also
same.
Saros. Man, we're agreeing a lot here. Jax, who's your 3?
I got Demko.
All right, and LeBlanc.
I also have Demko.
Ooh, so we're completely split here. So me and Carter got Saros, they got Demko. That's interesting because I'm a little lower ranked on Demko. Carter, have you said Demko yet on your list?
Yeah, I did.
All right, so we're a little lower on Demko. LeBlanc, why are you and Jack? I'll let you speak for Jack here. Why are you higher on Demko?
So you look at this year, and Demko just had an amazing year. But you look at it last season, you'd say, yeah, he had a bad season. He was also injured the entire season.
It's true.
I'm not going to factor in when a guy is playing injured or when a guy is out for a long period of time and comes back. But you look at the season before that, he had a great year. Season before that one, he also had a great year. So I think Demko, when he's healthy, he can be a top 3 goalie.
That's fair. I can get behind that for sure. All right, number 2, I have Connor Hellebuck. Carter, who's your number 2? He's also got Connor Hellebuck. Look at that. Jack, who's your number 2?
I got Ottinger.
Ooh, and LeBlanc.
Connor Hellebuck.
Oh wow. So we're all in the regime for Connor Hellebuck here. Why Hellebuck at 2? I would say I'll answer this question for you guys since I've been asking you guys so much. I would say for Hellebuck, he's probably gonna win, or he won the Vezina, I believe. He has been carrying this Jets team a lot in many stretches. And I think that he's been all in all a great goalie. I know actually Carter's the Jets fan. I don't even know why I answered that. I should have Carter answer it. Carter, any thoughts on Hellebuck?
Great goalie, great in the regular season. I don't know what happens in playoffs. Guy disappears.
It's fair enough. Jack, you have Ottinger at 2. Why are you so high on Ottinger?
This guy just plays like a god against the Blackhawks every single game.
Oh.
I don't know. It's so bad. I hate it. I hate playing the Stars. It's just because of him. So
That's fair enough. All right, and number one, I have Igor Shesterkin. Carter.
Silvos.
Oh, Arthur Shilovs.
No, it's
Igor Shesterkin. And Jack.
it's Igor Shiesty.
Yeah, I got Hellebuck at one.
Ooh, and LeBlanc.
I have Igor Shesterkin.
Yeah, I think Shesterkin carried the Rangers. If it weren't for Shesterkin, I think the Rangers would be a borderline playoff team. I'm not gonna lie. I think that should sum it up for you guys perfectly. I would even argue that in the last 3 seasons, he has been the best goalie in every single year that in that stretch. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but regardless, ooh, LeBlanc. What's that for?
I do want to say Igor in the playoffs has also been the Rangers' best player the past 3 seasons.
Yes, that's probably why I'm saying that. So we'll move into defensemen now, since we got a long way to go. Number 10. I'm gonna let Carter start off here because I need to really balance. I've been balancing between two players that I want to put
Which
at 10.
position are we doing?
Defenseman.
Okay.
Carter, who's your number 10?
My number 10, I'm starting it off with Devon Taves.
Jack
I also have Taves.
and LeBlanc.
Dougie Hamilton.
Ooh. So I have been. I'm gonna go Evan Bouchard at 10. I have been balancing between Taves and Bouchard on this list. I've been on and off. I think I'm gonna lean Bouchard, but I could go Taves either way. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Bouchard because yes, I think he had a really good year this year, but this year is really the only highlight of his career so far. The last couple of seasons he's been all right, but this was the real breakout year from Bouchard this past year. I think he still warrants being at 10. So shout out to Taves being outside my 10. LeBlanc, you're Dougie Hamilton? Why's that?
I see him as the glue that holds that whole blue line together. You saw this season without Dougie Hamilton how much that blue line kind of had growing pains without Dougie Hamilton in it. And he's two-way. He can put up the points you need, and he can be solid on the back end.
Yeah, I think you got a really good point there. Actually, when you look at it, they really were just terrible without him on the blue line. So that makes a lot of sense. Number 9, I have Josh Morrissey. Carter, who's your number 9?
Probably should be number 1, but that's okay. I got Evan Bouchard.
Jack
Number 9, I got Morrissey.
and LeBlanc.
Number 9, I have Devon Taves.
All right, so we got the same consensus amount of players there, so nothing too out of the ordinary. Number 8, I got Miro Heiskanen. Carter, what was that, Carter?
I don't know what the fuck happened to your mic when you said Miro, but it peaked like crazy and scared the fuck out of me.
Oh, oops! Did that do
All
that
right.
for you guys too?
No, I
Update.
didn't hear it.
Oh.
Update. I do not need to go to bed anytime soon. I'll record for the next 2 hours.
Okay.
Number 8, I got Josh Norrisy.
All right, Jack.
I got sorry. I have Heiskanen at number
Heiskanen,
8. Yeah.
Heiskanen, silly goose.
Heiskanen.
And LeBlanc.
Victor Hedman.
Wow. LeBlanc, I gotta ask you first. Why are you lower on Hedman than probably the other guys too?
He's taken a step back.
I guess that's true. I mean, I guess it comes with age.
Also, other young defenders have kind of shot up the board and kind of proven, hey, they're probably better than Hedman. Hedman is an elite, future Hall of Famer, but as if we're talking right now and the past couple years, I think he's taken a step back.
Yeah, I would say so. So I will say this about Morrissey, since Carter has Morrissey at 8. If we were doing this based off of value of a defenseman as to a team, I feel like Morrissey would be higher. Would you agree, Carter?
I mean, the only reason I'm not putting him at 1 is because you guys would clown me till the end of the century. Otherwise, I think he's the best defenseman in the league. It's not even he's Norrisy for a reason.
Fair enough. How come he's never won a Norris though? That's the real question.
Because he's from Winnipeg.
Oh, I guess that's fair enough. When you're not able to win something, say you're from Winnipeg. Number 7, I have Rasmus Dahlin. Carter.
I got Charlie McAvoy.
Ooh, Jack.
I got Darlene as well.
Okay, and LeBlanc.
Now that you say Dahlin, I totally forgot about Rasmus Dahlin. So
Oh my gosh.
I have Evan Bouchard.
All right, Bouchard at 7. LeBlanc, I think you're the highest on Bouchard. Why is that?
Past two playoffs, he's lit it up. He's
Yes.
since Ekholm's come in with Bouchard, he's elevated his game to the next level, and I feel like there's nowhere really to go but up.
That's fair. I do agree with that. Number 6, I have Charlie McAvoy. Carter?
Number 6, I got Rasmus Dahlin.
All right, Jack.
Adam Fox.
Ooh, and LeBlanc?
Charlie McAvoy.
Okay, so I believe me and LeBlanc have McAvoy. Carter, who do you have again? I'm blanking. It's late at night. I'm tired.
Dahlin.
Okay. Jack, why do you have Fox at 6?
Fox, he just has a great team around him. And I think it's easy to, kind of rack up points like that. Still a great defender. But yeah, just same thing like I said about other guys. I think I can find 5 better defenders.
Okay. Number 5, I have Victor Hedman. Carter?
Number 5, I got Miro Heiskanen.
All right, Jack.
5, I have Hedman.
And LeBlanc?
5, I have Roman Yossi.
Okay. All right. Moving on. Number 4, I have Adam Fox. Carter?
Number 4, I have Roman Yossi.
Okay. Jack?
4, I got Bouchard.
Ooh. And LeBlanc?
4, I have Miro Heiskanen.
So Bouchard at 4. I was wrong about LeBlanc being high. Jack, why are you so high? That sounded wrong. Why are you so high on Bouchard? LeBlanc, I'm not calling you high. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm not high right now, but I am high on Bouchard. Bouchard, he's just great offensively, and I think he's just so crucial at Edmonton team this year, and he will be next year as well. I expect him to obviously go on a run. But yeah, he was just, especially with Nurse falling off. I mean, he was just incredible, especially in the playoffs. So that's why I have him so high.
Okay. Number 3, moving into the top 3, I have Roman Yossi. Carter?
I got Hughes. Quinn,
Okay.
not Luke.
Yeah, Quinn Hughes, not Luke Hughes. He's not there yet. Jack
I got Yossi.
and LeBlanc?
I also have Quinn Hughes.
Okay, so we're completely split here yet again. Yeah. Honestly, you could honestly intertwine 2 and 3. I'm not gonna lie to you for my list. Number 2, I have Quinn Hughes. Carter?
I got Adam Fox.
Jack
Number 2, I got Quinn Hughes.
and LeBlanc?
Number 2, I have Adam Fox.
All right, so we're got 2 Adam Foxes, 2 Quinn Hugheses yet again. I don't know how we managed that. And number 1 should be straight across the board. I have Cale Makar. Carter?
I got Logan Stanley.
I knew that was coming.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Cale
I
Makar.
knew that was coming. Cale Makar. Jack?
Yeah, Seth Jones.
Of course.
Cale Makar.
Anthony Stolars. LeBlanc?
I got Montana's own Jake Sanders. No, I got it.
Great.
Oh, that's a great pick right there.
People would rage at you for people would probably believe that you would think that too. That's the crazy part. It's the craziest part about that. But yeah, Makar, we shouldn't really explain anything. He's the consensus. He's great. Spectacular defenseman. Yeah, there's really nothing much else there. We are now basically halfway through. I gotta make a new Zoom because Riverside doesn't work. And we will get into the top 10 wingers up next. So we will continue with our top 10 wingers. So I'll just get started and then we'll go to Carter, Jack, LeBlanc as we've been doing. Number 10, I have Kyle Connor. Carter?
I also have Kyle Connor.
All right. Jack?
I also have Kyle Connor.
Oh my God. LeBlanc?
Jake Gensel.
Oh, you're bullshit. Come on. All
Ruin
right,
the streak.
LeBlanc, you're the only outlier. Why do you got Jake Gensel?
Jake Gensel might be one of the most underrated wingers the past couple years, being overshadowed by Crosby. You see how he put up back-to-back 40-goal seasons, and no one really notices. This year he didn't get 40 goals, but I think he's a dynamic player. He fits anywhere. Look at him after trade to Carolina. He excelled. In Pittsburgh, he excelled. He screams excellence to me. Don't know what it is.
I actually forgot Gensel on my list. LeBlanc, I'll ask you this question too. Do you have Connor on your list?
My bad.
I knew it. That's fine. Number 9, I really I really considered not putting him on this list and putting someone else over him. I have Mitch Marner at 9. Carter? I can't hear you, Carter.
Motherfucker. All right. I got his teammate Willie Nylander.
Okay. Jack?
I got Mitch Marner.
All right. And LeBlanc?
I have Sam Reinhart.
Ooh. Wait, isn't okay, never mind. I guess I'm bugging. Okay. I almost put Reinhardt on my centers list. Um, Good thing I didn't do that. But yeah, I have Marner at 9. I think Marner this past year, Marner didn't have as good of a year as he's had in previous years. I think Marner is very overrated. I think LeBlanc will agree with me on that. I
Oh
still
God.
I still think he can be a top 10 winger, but I'm not in the world where he's higher than that. Carter, you got Nylander at 9. Nylander had a really good year this past year. I actually have him at number 8. Who do you got at number 8?
I got the guy you have at number 9. I
Oh,
got Mitch Marner.
wow. Jack?
I have Brock Besser.
Ooh, and LeBlanc?
Willie Nylander.
Okay, so me and LeBlanc got Nylander. Jack, you got Besser. What are your thoughts on Besser? Why is he in your top 10 here?
I do like Besser. He's just a goal scorer, and he's a good skater, good goal scorer, and I think he was a big part of that Vancouver team this year. Just a solid player.
Okay, I like that a lot. At number 7, we're at 7, right? I have Philip Forsberg. Carter?
Number 7, I got Brad Marchand.
Ooh. Jack?
I have Brad Marchand as well.
And LeBlanc?
Artemi Panarin.
Am I a little bit lower on Forsberg than you guys? Is that why? Yeah. LeBlanc, why do you got Panarin at 7?
Breadman.
Breadman?
I just feel like yes, he's an elite winger. He could be higher on this list, but I think the guys are in front of him have either had better seasons or they're just a better player overall right now.
That's fair. That's fair. I do think that. I thought Panarin had a pretty decent year this past year. I guess I'm a little bit lower on Forsberg than a lot of you guys. I think Forsberg does bring value to the table, but I don't know. Number 6, I have Artemi Panarin. Carter?
Number 6, I got Jason Robertson.
Ooh. Jack?
Number 6, I also have Jason Robertson.
And LeBlanc?
I also have Jason Robertson.
Wow. I hate to break it to you guys. I might have forgot Robertson.
No,
No.
fucking way. Casual.
Yeah. I told you, I knew it was gonna happen. I knew I was gonna forget someone, and look at that, it happened. But yeah, I have Panarin at 6. I think Panarin had a really good year this past year. I think that he definitely I feel like he performed better this past year than he has in previous years. But again, the performance in the playoffs still really isn't there. Number 5, moving kind of swiftly through this, I have Matthew Tkachuk. Carter?
There's the guy I forgot on my list too.
Oh,
That's okay. Um, I got a wait. Are we on 4? I don't know what we're on.
5.
5.
5. I got Philip Forsberg.
Okay. Jack
I have Panarin at 5.
and LeBlanc?
I have Kirill Kaprizov.
I didn't forget Kaprizov. I got Kachuk at 5. I think you could argue him even higher, to be honest with you. I think Kachuk had a great year. He had a year this past year where if we did this last year, I feel like he'd be like number 2 or number 3 on this list, to be honest. But this past year, Kachuk kind of I don't want to say he had a down year, but it felt like he took a step back. He had the percentages, like the shooting percentage, that would make you think he was trying and he was going to erupt, even in the playoffs too. Like he was still good. He just wasn't like the Kachuk we saw in 22-23 where he was wild in the playoffs. So again, that is something that I thought about there. Number 4, I have Kirill Kaprizov. Carter?
Number 4, I got Artemi Panarin.
Jack?
Number 4, I have Kaprizov as well.
And LeBlanc?
4 F Matthew, not Brady Tkachuk. Sorry.
He's so quick to jump the gun and say his Sens players. So LeBlanc, I believe Carter, did you say Kaprizov yet?
No.
Okay, so LeBlanc, you are the lowest person on Kaprizov. Why is that? I mean, he's only a spot lower. I'm not like criticizing you at all.
Kachuk playoffs, Kaprizov no playoffs.
I guess that's true. I guess
It's
that's true.
so close. Like it's a little margin there. I feel Kachuk took a step back, but I think Kirill also took a bit of a step back this year as well.
I feel like
Yeah, he
he's one of
definitely
I
did.
feel like he's one of those few players that can make players around him better,
Yeah.
to be honest. I'll give Kaprizov that. Number 3, moving into the top 3, I have Mikko Rantanen. Carter?
That's the guy I
Oh
forgot. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
no, okay. You know what it is? I had 2 lists, and then I transferred everything over, and I was running through so much glitching on the Notes app that I don't have them anymore. Oh my God, I've never been so pissed off at myself in my life. I am sorry for my wingers. Uh, fuck my 3. I got Kaprizov.
Okay. Jack?
I got Pasta.
Okay. And LeBlanc?
Mikko Rantanen.
All right, so we both got Rantanen. We didn't forget Rantanen. I would say Rantanen is one of the more underrated players in the league. Gets definitely overshadowed by McKinnon a little bit. I do think that he still is a very solid winger. Just not number 2 or number 1, obviously. Number 2, I have David Pastrnak. Carter?
Number 2, I have David Pastrnak.
Jack?
Number 2, I have Sam Reinhart.
And LeBlanc?
David Pastrnak.
All right, so we all got the consensus besides Jack for Pastrnak. I think Pasta is very valuable to that Bruins roster. I think that he does honestly kind of carried them this past year. You look at like the point margin, like it was like Pastrnak like 110 or something like that, and then Marchand had like 70 points after that. Jack, you're the only one with Reinhardt. What's the story with that? Why are you so high on Reinhardt?
It's the goal scoring.
Very true.
Just incredible.
Really good
Playoff
goal.
performance, incredible as well.
It's very true. And finally, at number 1, I have Nikita Kucherov. Carter,
I got Kucherov.
Jack,
Cooch.
and LeBlanc.
Cooch.
Yes, so Kucherov, best winger in the league. If it weren't for some of the years that he had injury-wise, I feel like he would be way higher in the point margin. Could honestly be like top 5 graded best player in the league. Not greatest of all time. I don't know where the hell I was going with that. I mean, he could be. Who the hell knows? So that leaves our wingers into what might be our most controversial list, our centers. So at number 10, I'll get started here. I have JT Miller. Carter?
I got Sebastian Aho.
Jack?
I have Elias Pettersson.
And LeBlanc?
I also have Elias Pettersson.
All right, I'll let you guys take the wheel here. What's with Pedersen being a little bit lower?
Pettersson has had one elite season. Other season he's been okay, or he's been a bit rattled. I look at his playoff performance as well as a significant factor where he just didn't show up.
That's very true, actually. One famous thing that me and LeBlanc will remember is one of our friends said that the Canucks should trade Pedersen after the really bad
Blackhawks.
playoffs. And I was like, what? Yeah, LeBlanc knows who we're talking about. Not going to say his name because
Not gonna
we
say
love
his
him and
name,
respect
but-
him. But we'll never believe that to this day. Number 9, I have Pedersen. Ironic that I have 2 Canucks together. Carter?
Number 9, I got Braden Point.
Ooh. And Jack?
I got JT Miller.
LeBlanc?
Kind of ruffles and feathers here. I have Jack Hughes.
You're not Ruther and Feathers. I have Hughes higher. I forgot Point. That's probably why I have Hughes higher. Great. So that's you can add that to my list of guys I forgot. I had Pedersen at 9. Kind of the same reason for LeBlanc. I just thought he was better than Miller, to be honest. Yeah. Number 8, I have Aho. Jack or Carter. Jack, Carter. Carter, Jack, LeBlanc.
I have Aho.
Okay, I'm losing my mind. Carter?
Me, Jack. I don't know who you want. Okay, but I'm assuming it's me. I got Jack Hughes.
Okay. And LeBlanc?
I have Aho.
All right. So we all got Aho. I think Aho's still very underrated. For a lot of people give him credit to. I still see him really low on some lists. I think that he brings a lot of value to that Hurricanes team. Without a doubt, the best player on that team the last couple of seasons. I think that Aho definitely has some underratedness to him that should not go unnoticed. Number 7, I have Jack Hughes. Carter?
Number 7, I got Elias Pettersson.
Okay. Jack?
7, I have Jack Hughes as well.
All right. And LeBlanc?
Number 7, I have Sidney Crosby.
Ooh. So I'll ask you this question, LeBlanc. You had Hughes at 9. Why is that?
I just feel like he's a little overrated.
That's fair. I do think that there are some people that overrate him a little bit. Like a tad bit. I don't think he's that overrated.
Yeah, I think he's a top 10 center. I just don't think he's like he'll hype him out to be this like is a 100-point guy. When he did have a really good year last year. But this year, again, he was in and out of the lineup. The year before that, he was promising, but it wasn't something like groundbreaking. I want to see more consistency from Jack Hughes.
He's dealt with injuries a lot too, but that's not his fault. But still, it doesn't mean that we should rank players lower than him because of that. Why do you have Crosby at 7?
I think Crosby is one of the most underrated centers now. Not before, but just like right now, people just feel like he's done. He's out of the dust when he's still playing at a somewhat Selke level, still putting up over 35 goals a year. And still he makes everyone around him on his line better.
Very true. He's one of the few players that can do that. I would put him up there with Kaprizov and honestly McDavid and probably like McKinnon too. He's one of those guys who can make his line mates better. Number 6, I have Alexander Barkov. Carter?
I have Alexander Barkov as well.
Jack? I have Alexander Barkov as well.
And LeBlanc?
I also have Alexander Barkov.
Nice.
Wow. Okay,
that's the
look
first
at that.
one.
First time that it's not number 1 where we sweep the whole thing. Yeah, Barkov, great defensive forward, great two-way guy, had a great playoffs. I think that there's some how do I put this? For a long time, he was looked at as the most underrated player in the league. I'm not at that point now where I think that. I do think that some people underrate him still, but I still think he's properly rated at this point. In fact, he might even be a little bit overrated by some people. Whatever you guys think about that. Number 5, I have Sidney Crosby. Carter?
I also have Sidney Crosby.
Jack?
I also have Sidney Crosby.
All right. Well, LeBlanc's got to be the only outlier. So, LeBlanc, who do you got?
Braden Point.
Yeah. LeBlanc, why are you so high on Braden Point, and why am I stupid to forget him in my top 10?
Well, you're stupid because of these reasons right here. No.
Great.
I think Braden Point he's just everything you want in a first-line center. I feel like playing with Kucherov and Stamkos, he's learned from those, and like he's had like 90-point years where he's looked very good. Playoffs, he's been very good as well. I don't know. I don't know if I have just like a man crush on the guy, but like he's just like he's everything I want in a first line center. He's everything that I do like. I love watching him play. That's all I can really say.
I agree with that. I don't know how the hell I forgot him in my top 5, in my top 10. I feel like he should be in there. Just makes me look all the more stupid. We all have Crosby, so I won't even just go into that. Number 4, I have Austin Matthews. Jack or Carter? Yeah. You know what, Jack, go.
Or I got Braden Point.
Okay. Carter?
I have Leon Draisaitl.
Ooh. And LeBlanc?
I also have Leon Draisaitl.
Okay. So the Matthews Draisaitl debate. What is it? You guys have Draisaitl. I have Matthews. What's the reasoning for that?
I mean, they play different styles of game. Like Draisaitl is a big, booming power forward who can score, and he's a playmaker. Well, Matthews is just like pure goal scoring and defense.
Yeah, I agree. We'll just get number 3. Number 3, I have Leon Draisaitl. Jack?
Number 3, I have Matthews and / Draisaitl. I could not pick one.
You mean you have you have 11
tied
players.
at number 3. Tied at number 3.
Okay, all right.
Matthews
you know
and
He has 11 players.
You know, you know what? Fine. I will let it slide. I will let it slide.
It's the only one. It's the only one.
Carter?
I have Nathan McKinnon.
Ooh. And LeBlanc.
Hit him with the 4 like Austin Matthews.
All right. Jack, I gotta ask, why is Draisaitl and Matthews tied at 3?
I just couldn't pick one. They're both like so even to me. I just can't pick one. I know it's like a huge debate right now, but I don't know.
I feel like early on, didn't we talk about this like in the first episode?
Yeah, I feel like
Like, didn't we do like a top 5 player thing or something?
they're so even.
Yeah. I'll let it slide for you just this once. Number 2, I have Nathan McKinnon. Carter.
Number 2, I got Austin Matthews.
Okay, Jack.
Number 2, I got McKinnon.
And LeBlanc, not number 1. LeBlanc.
Nate Dogg.
All right, so we all got McKinnon. McKinnon, I think. I mean, if number 1 didn't exist, I think that McKinnon would be
I
by
have
far
Matthews,
number 1.
not all of you, but
Oh, my apologies. Sorry, Cart. I'll get to you. Yeah,
just forget about me.
the 3 of us have McKinnon at number 2. I think if McDavid didn't exist, McKinnon would be my number 1 by far. Carter, why is Matthews at 2 for you?
Game changer. I don't think we've never seen a guy with a shot like Austin Matthews. We probably never will. He's already being talked about as probably going to get the goal scoring record. He's the best goal scorer we've ever seen by far. He changes the game with his shot, how he changes the angles, how he's able to walk around defenders. He doesn't have the same speed as McKinnon or McDavid by any means, but his defensive side of his game has taken massive strides in the last 2-3 years, which is what we're grading him off of. And he almost got 70. He's gotten 60 twice. Like he's the number 2 center in my eyes.
Okay. Excuse me. And finally, at number 1, I have Connor McDavid. Carter?
Mark Scheifele.
Ah,
No, it's McDavid.
McDavid. Jack?
Number 1, I got McDavid.
And LeBlanc? Yeah,
McDavid.
McDavid always got
Matty Beniers. That's a great pick.
Ooh. So, all right. So McDavid, great player. There's no questions. Broken records. Has been spectacular. There's nothing really going on there. Jack, I was talking to the guys this week, and I had a prediction that you were going to have Bedard in your top 10 centers. Where, I have to ask you, where does Bedard lie on this?
Bedard's, I would say, top 25 right now.
Okay. I figured you'd be a little bit more like, well, I don't want to say biased, but I feel like you'd be a little
Well,
bit.
watch it. Like you have to watch him play every game. He's 18 and he's just so good already. It's so cool.
It's fair. It's fair. All right. So yeah, that's all we got for our 4 positions. Carter, are you going to depart us?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you send me your list then so I can list it off?
Yeah, oh my, I don't have a mascot list.
Then never mind. Get out of here.
I was just, my last final words were gonna be, it doesn't matter what anyone's list is. If Gritty is not number 1, it is invalid.
I 100% agree with what Carter's saying. All right, Carter, thank you. He has work.
Have a good night, boys. Thank you for having me. Thank you to everyone who listened. Yeah. Anyways, love all you guys. Take care.
See ya.
Carter. All right, so we'll get into our top 10 mascots. Just a little bit of a fun list I thought we do. At number 10, I have Al the Octopus. Is he a mascot? He doesn't wear clothes.
No! He's not a mascot! He's
what do you
an
mean, Al?
octopus!
He's in the building.
He hangs from the ceiling!
Yeah, and how can you make an octopus a mascot? That's the coolest concept ever.
He's an unofficial mascot. They never officially made him the mascot, though.
Well, I do what I want. This is my show. No matter what, it's mine. Jack, who's your number 10?
I got Bailey from the LA Kings.
Oh wow.
Cool guy.
I got my dog, Spartacat.
Wow, you Spartacat at 10. Jeez. Number 9, I got number 9, and you think he'd be higher because he's so similar to my name. I got Nordy at number 9 for the Minnesota Wild. Jack?
I got Nash from Nashville.
LeBlanc?
Wild Wing from the Anaheim Ducks.
All right. Number 8, I got NJ Devil. Jack?
I got SJ Sharkey.
All right. And LeBlanc?
I got Finn from the Vancouver Canucks.
Okay. Number 7, I have Sparky the Dragon from the Islanders. Jack?
Tommy Hawk.
Wow. Why are you so low on Tommy?
I don't know. Tommy's cool. It's like we have Benny the Bull in Chicago, and nobody will ever be close to Benny the Bull because he's just so cool. So
When it goes
I
elite.
feel like our expectations are just way too high for all the other mascots.
That's fair enough. Fair enough. And LeBlanc?
I originally had Tommy Hawk at the spot, then I switched him out. Blades the Bruin.
Ooh. Oh my God, I didn't. Never mind. Number 6, I have Spartacat. I'm a big fan of Spartacat. Jack
I got Sparky the Dragon.
and LeBlanc.
SJ Sharkey.
All right. Number 5, top 5 is when it starts getting real. Number 5, I have Iceberg from the Pittsburgh Penguins. Jack?
I got Carlton the Bear.
I hate Carlton. LeBlanc.
I have Slapshot from the Washington Capitals.
Okay. Number 4, I have Tommy Hawk from the Blackhawks. Jack
Nice. I got Slapshot Washington.
and LeBlanc.
I got Bailey from the LA Kings.
All right. Number 3, I have Slapshot, so I wasn't that far off from y'all. Jack
I got Blades the Bruin.
and LeBlanc.
I have Yuppie.
All right.
Yeah.
Number 2, I have Yuppie. Yuppie's such a classic.
Two, I got UP.
Who doesn't love a big fat thing walking
It,
around?
it's
Yeah.
funny, but do you know the story about how he became the Habs mascot?
Wasn't he the Expos mascot?
The Expos mascot.
Yeah.
And there is a old clip of Tommy Lasorda throwing Yuppie out of the ball game
Oh my
because he
God.
wanted to go sleep on the dugout of the Dodgers. But yeah, my number 2 is the NJ Devil.
Ooh. And number 1, I got Gritty.
Ready.
I got Bowie. No, it's
They're
it's
boring.
ridiculous.
I
It's
hate Bowie makes no sense at
when I
all.
when I went to see a game in Seattle, Bowie is scary. Like he's actually terrifying in
It
person.
makes no sense. You think they do like some kind of like pirate? They could do like a pirate.
You know what? No, what they should do? Just repaint Al the octopus.
Yeah, yeah, make him a Kraken. That's a great idea. All right, well that does it for our list. We do have one more thing though that we are going to start doing at the end of each Nordcast. I don't know if we want to do it for Nordblock, but at the end of each episode of the Nordcast, we ask the fans to ask us some questions that we would answer live on the podcast. So the first one comes from Liam. He asks, "What are our thoughts on the Artur Shilov's deal?" I would say that I think it's like a 2-year deal at $850K.
That's steal.
I think it's
Like,
a steal,
It is
to
a
be honest,
steal. He
with
didn't
the way
even get
that
a
he played
mil.
in the playoffs. This next one comes from Ryan. He asked, and ironically, because LeBlanc's here, he asked, "What's next for the Sens?"
make the damn playoffs. Like I do think that we need to just sign another like depth defenseman and maybe another like third liner. But
What I think.
I think the rest of the holes will be filled by the youth. I see Clevin being that third defenseman. I see a guy maybe like Crookshank or even Stephen Halliday getting a shot at that fourth or third line winger.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I think that those are the moves they need to make. This next one comes from Donovan, who asks, "What more moves do you think Tampa needs to make to become a contender again?"
They
I don't
need to
know.
call up Nashville and get Stamkos back.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, like I feel like, well, being realistic, I feel like you need some depth.
I was gonna say I think forward depth is their main issue
Yeah,
at this.
their
Got no depth
bottom
at all.
six. Their bottom six looks brutal.
You
Yeah.
look at their scoring last year, like it was like Stamkos, Kucherov, Point, Hedman, and then it was just like a wasteland. Like I'm not gonna lie to you, like it's not great. So yeah, I would say forward depth. I guess maybe a depth defenseman or something. But this next one comes from Brecken. He says, "Where does Frank Vitrano go, and does he even get traded this summer?" So Vitrano's on Anaheim. Do we think Vitrano goes?
But Toronto needs to be on a contender.
I heard rumors of that. I don't. What is his contract like? This is why you wish you had
I
a
have no
contract.
I
clue.
think it's 3.6. I think he has another 2 years left.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that he could get moved. I don't know about where. I feel like the Rangers would be the number one place, I guess.
I think they'll start the year with Vetrano on the Ducks roster, and then when Anaheim, if Anaheim does like they make strides to contention, they won't trade him. But if they are booty cheeks again, I could see them deadline maybe a team like the Rangers, maybe a team like Boston. or a team who needs winger help, like the Tampa Bay Lightning, could be in on his services.
Yeah, I think that's very possible. So going back to the last question, they could get someone like Vetrano to help out with the depth. This next one comes from Jack. He asked, not that Jack. He asked, what do the Islanders need to do to be a top 10 team?
Oh, that's you're asking. You need to pray. Get on
It's a
your knees.
process. Yeah.
You need like
get younger.
get
Yeah.
younger. I think getting rid of Pajot is a start.
Oh my God.
You need to solidify. I think the defense is fine, but you need to get another impact player in that forward core.
Yeah, I would say so too. Maybe get a little bit younger as well. I think that they need another forward to really help out. I think they could be a top 10 team, to be honest. And this last one comes from so I did two. I did one on the NordCast account. I did one on my main Instagram just because the NordCast Instagram isn't that big. My dad commented something. He said Paul, he said, "Why is your dad the coolest?" So
He's a police officer, isn't he?
yeah, I would
That's
just
why he's cool.
answer this question and say that you are not cool. And I know he's not going to listen to this episode, so what the heck?
Listen. Paul makes me feel safe at night knowing he's out there keeping the streets safe.
That's right.
All right. Yeah, I mean he scares me at night. Yeah. All right, and that's all for the questions. So if you want to ask a question and be featured at the end of each episode, be sure to follow at Nordic97_IG or at NordCast_. That's all I got. That's all I got for this collab episode here. You guys got anything?
Shout out
nothing.
Block Pod.
Shout out Block Pod. Shout out NordCast. So again, whenever I do these outros, it usually takes me a while, but since I have 2 freaking podcasts, this will take a little bit. So thank you all for watching. If you're watching regardless, you'll be seeing this on my main channel. So just subscribe, comment down below, say something nice. If you are listening on either end, tell your friends, give us a good review, all that good stuff. If you want to follow the NordCast Instagram, follow at NordCast_. If you want to follow the NordBlock Pod Instagram, follow at NordBlock Pod. If you want to follow the NordCast TikTok, follow at NordCast. If you want to follow the NordCast Twitter, follow at NordCast. If you want to check out LeBlanc or Jack, their socials will be listed down below and all that good stuff. So yeah, thank you all for watching or listening, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Adios.
Ow.